Hi there, I'm Tim Cornish, reporting from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's November 2014, and this is for educational purposes only. Today's lesson is going to be zones of standard time. Sir Stamford Fleming is often credited for his role in the building of Canada's first Pacific Railway system. But in addition to being recognized as one of the most talented railway engineers of his day, Fleming is also remembered for inventing the system that helped keep those trains running on time. Zones of standard time. Until Fleming came along, people could only set their clocks by the position of the sun in the sky. But with the invention of standard time zones, nations around the world finally had an accurate way to determine the time anywhere on Earth. Standard time is a system that divides the world into 24 equal zones. Time is then measured from a standard point beginning at 12 noon in Greenwich, England. As you travel across a zone, time within that zone always remains the same. Each time you enter into a new zone, the time changes by 1 full hour. Fleming began developing his idea for standard time after arriving in Canada from Scotland in 1845. After completing his studies in science and engineering, Fleming landed a job with the Canadian government as a chief surveyor of a proposed railway line from Quebec to Halifax. Once it was built, Fleming became the railway's chief engineer. In 1864, Fleming delivered his first detailed plan for a railway line running west across British territory from Ontario to the Pacific Ocean. In 1871, the Canadian government decided to go ahead with the plan, and Fleming was appointed engineer of the proposed new railway. That left him in charge of conducting land surveys across the plains and through the Rocky Mountains. Fleming suggested the railway be built along a northern route that would take it through Edmonton and along the Yellowhead Pass through the Rockies. Although his plans were originally rejected, his surveys of the area around Kicking Horse Pass were used to determine the route along which the Canadian Pacific Main Line was built. When construction of the Pacific Railway began in 1875, Fleming began working on a system to get the trains to run on time. Until then, each major city center had set its clock according to the sun. However, with railways crossing great distances each day, that system no longer provided an accurate measure of time for the travelers. In 1876, Fleming published a pamphlet describing a standard time system. He then began promoting the idea. 3 years later, he explained his theory to fellow scientists in a lecture to the Royal Canadian Institute for the Advancement of Scientific Knowledge. They all agreed that standard time was a brilliant plan. In 1884, 25 different countries agreed to adopt the concept of standard time zones. On New Year's Day, 1884, the plan finally went into effect. Although it was originally designed to assist the railways, Fleming's plan now helps keep the whole world running on time. Thanks for listening.